So thank you for joining me on the Elephant Method podcast. Luis, can you tell us your name and what you do for a living?
Hi, Lisa. It's a pleasure to be here with you. My name is Luís Barbieri. I'm from Brazil, and I'm the owner of Focus Engenharia Elétrica, one of the owners.
Very good. And how long have you been working with Focus?
I've been working there for 15 years.
15 years. Wow. So you're a
Yeah,
professional. Yeah. And you mentioned or alluded to that you have multiple partners with Focus. How many
yeah.
partners do you have, and what is your role as partner?
I have four major business partners
hmm
and one minority business partners also.
hmm very good. And what is your role in this group?
I'm the executive director
hmm
of the company. So I need to execute everything that the council asked me to do.
Okay, perfect. Now, what would be your major role with clients?
My major,
Major role with clients? What is your primary role?
okay. I used to have meetings with them.
hmm
So trying to sell our work for them
Uh-huh.
also. And especially my main role in the company is to maintain the the wheels rolling. So everything needs to be okay, and it's to take a look of every part of the company, every area, and try to solve the problems there with my team.
Wow, excellent. Now, when you have five different viewpoints when you're dealing with a business, how do you keep everything running smoothly from day to day?
I think we need to trust on people.
Mm,
So I need to trust on my business partners and know exactly in which function they will be develop their best job.
uh-huh.
So
Excellent.
putting them on the right function is the main key to solve the problem.
Absolutely. That sounds great. Very efficient, right?
Yeah,
And let's
yeah.
see. So, one thing that you shared with me the other day, which was kind of cool, is that you promote people coming to you with ideas to solve a problem. Can you tell us a little bit about that mentality?
Yeah, I learned this with my on my first job.
hmm
Because the main engineer there, the consultant engineer, always when I asked him about one problem to give, asking him to give the solution, he always told me to return to my table and and read some book or some article and prepare two or three solutions for that problem. So I think I developed my mentality to do the same with my team.
Uh-huh.
And of course, it worked at the company because it developed the people to be more autonomous.
Uh-huh. Autonomous, perfect. And in your journey as a business owner, what is one of the most hardest things that you've had to overcome?
I think daily, monthly, we need to solve the equation of the balance
Uh-huh.
between sales and invoices.
Mm,
Uh, because there is a very close connection to the size of the team.
uh-huh.
So sometimes we are selling a lot, so we don't have enough team to produce
Yes.
all the documents and all the projects, and it's difficult to train people to put them on the right speed. But sometimes we have a big team and we are selling. For example, these days, it's a beginning of the year, so all the industries are not working with
Uh-huh.
their workforce. We are selling on a low level,
Mhm.
and the team is still the same.
Per-
So we are paying them every month, but we are not selling. So it's a complex equation that we need to solve every day, every month, every year. So I
Yeah,
think is the biggest challenge.
that makes sense. And it's interesting because trying to find a balance between the actual work and the production can be a definite challenge. But for you, you actually tend to have a good ethic on money management. Right, we've talked about your skill
Sure.
at being able to handle the stock market, and you actually have taken courses in order to develop that skill. What is the primary way that you became interested in that, and how do you realize that you had a knack for it?
Okay, I don't know if I have a knack to for
Uh-huh.
this. I don't consider this because my strategy is very simple. So I'm not a genius on investments or something like that. I just need to buy and hold good companies that pay dividend yields.
Uh-huh.
This is the main strategy. So I think patience is the key for this strategy.
Uh-huh.
Uh, and the first time I realized that I need to invest, I don't know. When I was a kid, I I always thought about this, that I need to to guarantee my future
Uh-huh.
receiving passive income. So I think it's a retirement plan.
There we go. I like retirement plans. Can you tell me, if I or another listener was a first-time investor, what are three tips that you could give them?
Okay, the first tips: spend less than you earn.
Okay.
I think is the main thing. Save at least 10% of your incomes,
Uh-huh.
and don't trust anyone when you talk about investments. So study.
Ah, rely on yourself. Mm-hmm. You're
Yeah,
steady.
yourself. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
And have you ever talked to any other investors and really held on to a piece of advice that they gave you?
Yeah, sometimes we are always discussing. I have a friend who is who works with this,
Uh-huh.
helping people, and every time we are discussing about the possibilities of the market, but he's very uh, realistic. So he's not a he doesn't sell dreams.
Ah, so he's realistic. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, realistic. Yeah. So I like him because he gave me good advice.
Uh-huh. What piece of advice did you take to heart?
Piece of advice.
Uh-huh. What piece of advice did you use? Hmm. Can you give us an example?
Okay, I think it's to maintain the order of my investments.
Hmm.
So don't be make speculation with the market
Hmm. Hmm.
because we will always lose in the end.
So be very selective and stay the course, right? So continue with the ones that you know
Yeah,
work. Hmm.
sure, sure.
Okay. So you are unique in the fact that you decided to study both English and Spanish at the same time, right? Which is
Yeah,
really crazy in my mind. It sounds very challenging because English and Spanish are quite different, but they're similar to your native language, right? So Spanish is similar to your
sure.
native language. However, which one do you find is the hardest, English or Spanish, to study?
Uh, I studied English for a long time.
Mhm.
So of course, if I will start both together
Uh-huh.
now, I will think that English is much more difficult than Spanish because
Uh-huh.
Spanish is very similar of my language, native language. Uh, so both has their own difficulties.
Uh-huh.
So English for me is the vocabulary. So sometimes I want to talk much more about some topic, but I'm very limited about the world.
Uh-huh.
Uh, but in Spanish, I can use much more words because it's very similar with Portuguese.
Uh-huh.
But that's the problem because not all the words is similar to Portuguese. So we think that we are speaking Spanish,
Uh-huh.
uh, and for example, my teacher always told me, "No, no, you are speaking Portuguese, but with accent."
I love that. That's so fun. Too
Yeah.
fun. Well, I do want to switch gears a little bit because you are really active, right? Can you give us a list of some things that you do outside of work?
Yeah. Oh, gym
Hmm.
three times a week,
Hmm.
and I run and I play tennis that I like most.
Hmm. I love
And
that.
sometimes I ride bike.
You ride your bike. Now, the one thing that I was surprised when I first met you is how much you love music. How on earth did
Yeah.
you come to love music so much?
Yeah, I like very much music. Uh, I like to feel the music in my body, in my mind,
Uh-huh.
and think how the musicians create that kind of sound.
Uh-huh.
So it's very powerful for me.
If I remember correctly, you had a guitar that was given to you?
Yeah, I started to play guitar when I was 13 years old.
Uh-huh.
Uh, my father earned a guitar from his friends of work when he retired,
Uh-huh.
but he never played. So this guitar was stored on a wardrobe.
Uh-huh.
And then when I was 13, I took this guitar and asked my father. I went to have some guitar classes, and I did I don't know 6 or 8 months, and then I started to buy that little magazines with charts,
Uh-huh.
and start to play alone on my room. But I'm not a specialist. I'm not. Uh, I don't know the
Oh,
harmony. I don't know anything. I just play to have fun.
right. But you're being modest. So I know that one time I saw your band.
Oh yeah, I have a band with my friends on my hometown.
Yeah.
It's very cool. It's a Valve of Escape.
How many
Yeah,
people are in your band?
I don't know. Every time we have different
Yeah,
number
right.
of people. So
What,
about 8 or 10,
8 or
something
10 people?
like
That's
that.
a big band.
A big band. Yeah.
I totally love that. Well, and with your love of music, you've had the opportunity to travel around. And one of my favorite things is that you have seen AC/DC quite a few times. Where is the furthest you've ever gone to an AC/DC concert?
Uh, I went with my wife to Tampa in Florida last year
Uh-huh,
to see ACDC.
uh-huh,
And but this year, ACDC came to Brazil, so I went
uh-huh.
again.
You went again. Now, who did you see when you were in Sweden?
No, Sweden, no, in Denmark.
Denmark, pardon me. Who was in Denmark?
Yeah, Metallica.
Metallica. So all the hard
Yeah,
rock
yeah,
bands, huh?
yeah. But I didn't go to Denmark for them. Different
Oh,
from ACDC that I went to Tampa just for watch them.
oh.
I was traveling to Denmark with my family,
Uh-huh.
and there is a coincidence.
Oh, well, how wonderful. You got to take in the concert while
Yeah,
you were there. Now
yeah,
you're
yeah.
headed to Switzerland this year, right?
Mhm.
And let's see, can you tell me why you chose Switzerland and what makes this trip so exciting?
This is uh, a dream of me, especially.
Hmm.
But I'm always, how can I say? I always putting to another year
Hmm.
to put other destinies in front of.
Uh-huh.
So this year we could realize our dream.
Uh-huh.
So I think the most excited thing that I want to do that there is to have the experience with my family to
Mhm.
discover new things. I always like to do. I'm very excited with the views, especially the Alps, and I think my daughters will be very excited also.
Well, and there's something else you told me about while you were there that involved travel from one location to another. What will you be using?
Trains, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that sounded like a
We'll
lot of fun.
Yeah, and there's one specific train called Glacier Express.
Uh-huh.
That is 8.5 hours of trip. Yeah,
Wow, that's a long ride.
between the Alps. Yeah,
Uh-huh. Oh, very good. So, can you tell me if you were to give one piece of advice to your younger self, what would it be?
be less anxious.
How?
I don't know.
Right,
This is
that's
a
a good
problem
question.
of this is a problem of my younger version, not
Yeah.
now.
Oh, not now. You're better now, huh?
Yeah, I'm trying to be controlled.
Yeah, I don't know that that's always possible being an entrepreneur and a dad and a husband all at the same time. It keeps you busy, huh? So speaking of
Yeah.
your family, you actually told me that once or twice, people often ask you, um, what is what in your life is the most important thing?
Yeah, in the past I thought that my family would be the this answer.
Uh-huh.
But nowadays, I think that if I'm not healthy,
Uh-huh.
I can help my family, especially because we are business owner. So the pressure and our nerves are very uh, uh, stressed.
Uh-huh.
So um if I'm not healthy, I can have, for example, a heart attack with
Yeah.
a bad news or something like that.
Mhm.
So I need to do sports. I need to take care of my health.
Mhm.
So that's the way that I think.
I love that, and that's why I asked you to mention it, is that taking care of your health is so important so that you can take care of your family. Sometimes we forget
Yeah,
that. Yeah. So
yeah, sure.
let's see, do your girls study English as well?
They are studying at school. Yeah.
Uh-huh. And do you ever
Mhm.
speak with them in English?
Not yet. They
Not
are they're
yet.
they're 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 starting.
Oh, they just
Yeah.
started. Uh-huh. Very good. So, and on your own journey of English, did you find anything really intimidating?
Uh, on my study of English.
So, as you've been studying English, did you find, was there one thing that was really challenging that you had to overcome?
Uh, nothing special. Sometimes, for example, if I have to talk with in a business English,
Hmm.
probably some vocabulary could be limited.
Hmm. Hmm.
So probably I will have some fear about that. But we are improving our English.
Do you ever present in English to other companies?
No, never. Oh yeah, once, yeah, to Heineken.
Uh-huh. And how did it
Uh,
go?
it was a long time ago, but yeah, I think today it could be better.
Too fun. Can you give one piece of advice to our listeners on how they could actually improve their English? What's one thing they could do outside of class to improve their English?
I think try to maintain contact with the language all the time,
Mhm.
watching movies and listening English songs, and try to keep it simple.
Mhm.
You don't need to prove anyone that you are a native speaker. So try to communicate, because I
Right.
think the for example the native speaker will know that you are not the native speaker. So you are putting all the efforts to try to speak with him.
Uh-huh.
So
You actually, that makes me think of a time you met someone and they had actually been an instructor in the past and you talked to them. Do you remember that?
structure in the past.
Uh-huh. They were a teacher in the past and you talked to
Oh
them.
yeah. On
Yeah.
my last cruise to
Yeah. What
Alaska.
happened
Yeah.
there?
Yeah, I was at the cruise in Alaska, and I started to talk with a guy. We were watching a concert of one guitar player on
Uh-huh.
the ship, and then he started to talk with me and ask about my country. And he came here. I don't remember when, but he worked. He works at Caterpillar
Uh-huh.
company, and and he came here and know Brazil and want to live here in Brazil. Yeah, it's a plan of him. It was a very cool talk, and he talks very slow and clear
Uh-huh.
every word, so I could understand every everything. And then the guitar player came to us and started to drink beer with
Yeah.
us, and he's Australian, but he was not a teacher, so he started to speak very very fast, and then I, wow, what is happening here?
Right. It's interesting. So, but they were both native speakers, and for the most part, you were able to understand the conversation?
Yeah, sure.
That's amazing. Aw,
Uh-huh.
well, I'm so grateful for your time, Luis. And can you tell us again about your company and what services you actually provide, where they can find you, maybe on a website or on LinkedIn?
Yeah, our company is Focus Engenharia Elétrica, and we work with electrical projects for big companies, electrical studies, automation for substation. You can find us on internet with www dot focusengenharia.eng.br.
Okay. Okay.
So
And perfect. And they can find you on LinkedIn as well, right?
yeah, on LinkedIn, Focus Engenharia Elétrica, you can find them.
Excellent. And I will go ahead and provide those in the link below.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, well, my pleasure. Thank you so much for meeting with us today, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day.
Thank you, Lisa. I hope the same. Bye
Thank you.
bye.
Bye.